don't know if it's silver lining, but Philly's worse than us, right?
Sorta. They have a higher ceiling at this point, I think.
They are 26th in field goal percentage, 28th in 3-point percentage, 30th in points scored, 29th in rebounds.
It's that Paul George effect.
Well, I was going to say, Embiid doesn't fix all of those things. He fixes some of those things. Or doesn't fix, but he'll help in some of those areas. But I guess I'm doing everything but look at our team now. I don't know.
If you're going to jump ship, just don't go to a Philly team.
No. That wasn't the plan.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
I got my sweet jerk off with some shoes on.
That train is off the tracks.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler.
Just prepare to... just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is December 8th, 2024, and this is episode 733. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials. This show, we're going to discuss a 1-3 week of Pacers basketball. Games against...
Doesn't matter. We lost.
Yeah.
Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Somebody was messing with my tabs.
I'm going to blame Marvel.
Somebody.
I saw... I was on the 76ers, and I saw some wins on there, and I was like, this is not ours.
Oh, excellent.
Joining me this week are all three of our analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from the high school home of Jameson Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland, it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out to Wheels. We don't have any more on this car, so bye.
From Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks in the crappy jingles. It's John, to what end? Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Yeah, shout out to Sunshine and 60 in December.
Yeah, shout out.
From Tacoma, Washington, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, fellas? I don't know what you guys are talking about. It was a 1-0 week as far as I'm concerned. Suck it, Chicago.
That's all you wanted was to beat Chicago?
That's the only thing on my calendar.
Well, before we get into the show, we'd like to remind listeners that they can support us, the longest running Pacers podcast, by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables. And you can support us for as little as $1 per week. There's also some higher tiers. Get you into our Slack where we dissect the play of this team to the nth degree. And it's mostly just crying and consoling each other at this point.
Can I shout out one of our Patreons, Jarrett, who had a full mental breakdown this week on our Slack? Hang in there, buddy. It's okay. We'll get through this together.
The team's not okay, but you'll be all right.
That's right. We got you, man.
All right, guys. So, as we mentioned, we had 4 games this week. Went 1-3. First one, Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024, in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Pacers looking to close their NBA Cup run with a win, and they didn't do it. They got swept out of the NBA Cup, losing 122 to 111.
We completed the set. We collected all 4.
We collected all 4. I
Like
guess
donuts.
last year we were so good that I think this year we had to revert back to the mean, and by doing that, it was to be awful and terrible.
Expectations got a little high, so we got to bring them back down
Yeah.
so we can then exceed them.
Good news is, we started real good. No, wait, that wasn't this game.
No,
Sorry.
we did not. We were terrible in the
Wire
first
to
half.
wire.
Yeah,
No.
we had a fun comeback in the late third, early fourth, and it made it interesting, and it was fun to watch because we played really well, and then we lost because we're really good at that.
Okay,
We can only string 6 good minutes together
Pretty
this
much.
season.
Yes.
Like a
but this
max.
game, Halliburton scored 30 points.
Yep, looked good.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
McConnell and Toppin, 14 and 15 points. But Scotty Barnes and R.J. Barrett were our superiors with 35
Again?
and 29 points.
Well, we don't play defense, so it's real easy to score against us.
Yeah.
So giving up 54% shooting and losing the rebounding battle is not a recipe for success.
Yeah, I think they were coming in. They were like one of the worst shooting teams in the league, like in the 30s, and they shot 54%. Nice.
wish
That is
teams would
circled right up.
I wish teams would stop circling us on their calendars. All right, well, let's move on to Wednesday.
They had a
December
62% effective field goal rate. Okay, sorry.
4th. It's in the past, John.
It's just layups, is what that is.
Yeah. Wednesday, Pacers go to Barclays Center, taking on the Brooklyn Nets, and hey, we lost this one to 99 to 90. This one, we had starting lineup of Pascal Siakam, Mathurin, Turner, Halliburton, and Jackson. Nembhard was in the lineup the day before, but I think they're bringing him back slowly.
Can't play back-to-backs yet.
Yeah. And he's on a minutes restriction, too? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Cameron Johnson was the one who circled us for Brooklyn, 26 points. And, yeah. Moving on. Pacers, we got to win. As Harper mentioned earlier, Friday on the road in Chicago, Pacers take down the Bulls 132 to 123. I would venture to say this team's back. We're back on track. We look good here. We had 2, 4, 6 players in double digits. Toppin and McConnell both had the 17 off the bench. Nembhard's there. Playing, 20 minutes there.
We did
Defending.
We did break our 8-game losing streak on the road, which is nice. And continued our undefeated streak when we score at least 130.
That's great.
We're back, baby.
We're back. And Zach LaVine for the Bulls, 32 points. But the Pacers on track are they're next level,
Yeah. I mean, we only let 6 guys into double figures, so solid defensive outing for us.
Then Pacers.
We shot
get a day
60% from the range. We
Pacers
only
get a
won
day
by
off.
9.
Come back home and play the Charlotte Hornets, who have won 6 games this year, and lose 113 to 109.
You mean 7, right?
Well, it was 6. Then they circled us on their calendar, said 7's coming from Indiana.
In our house.
In our house.
Without 2 of their starters.
And they had not won on the road in 8 games as well. So.
And they were on the second night of a back-to-back.
And we decided to come out and not take them seriously, which is a Good way to start a game.
But they had a pin and they were able to circle us. And we don't have a defense for
We don't have a defense for anything, Harper. This is Brad Miller's turn to circle us?
Brandon.
Brandon?
Brad Miller would
No,
also
it was
go
someone
nuts on
named
us.
Isaiah Wong.
Oh, who used to play for us. He played on
He
our
was
team
on our
last year.
team. Yeah, he was like one of our two-way guys.
Yeah, and now he's pissed off and beating us.
Wish we'd stop pissing off people.
9 fourth quarter points.
So
Is that right?
Yeah.
In the what?
Yeah, also, I do think Brad Miller at his advanced age could score at will on us right now.
with Nemhard or no? No Nemhard.
Yeah, we need to get him off his minutes restriction. I think he's near the end of it now, right? He played.
I mean, you don't want to rush him back.
Yeah, no, but
So we end the week. We're 9-13 now. Yeah.
10 and 15.
10 and 15.
10 to 15. That was with earlier in the week. So we're 10 and 15, 4 and 6 on our last 10, but it feels significantly worse than that. We were looking at the schedule, and we've got time off. The NBA Cup is happening. You know, it's a bit of a light schedule the next week or two, and then it's right into the meat grinder. And Tankathon's not showing us in a good spot. We're gonna have to work hard to get to some good picks. We're in no man's land.
yeah, that's exactly right, Joe. This is
Sitting on that sweet 9 seed.
That's right. God.
Pick a lane, boys.
5 games below 500. And yeah, you're right. This stretch coming up is going to be devastating. So we have to make hay while we can, and I'm just not sure this team can make hay right now.
Hey, look, if we don't play games, we cannot lose games.
We do have most of the week off, so that's good.
Yeah, and it's
So
just confusing. I don't understand. Like, you look at the... Like, so my thesis last week was that... Or, I guess the last few weeks, is that we're just playing very sloppy for some reason. We've got mixed up lineups, and we're turning over the ball a billion times a game. But we're turning the ball over more than we were last season by about 2 turnovers a game, but relative to the rest of the NBA, we're middle of the pack. We're like middle of the pack in a ton of things. Like basically everything you would look at. Except for defensive rating, of course. And we're not as bad as you would think. We're like only the 7th worst team or something like that in defensive rating.
I mean, we scored 90 points against a Nets team who I'd only heard of like 2 of the guys they started.
Yep. Yep. That is true.
So I just definitely a lot of offensive discontinuity. I mean, that's definitely been a big problem for us.
But then you look at the number. It's like overall, we're like one of the better shooting teams in the league. We shoot the 3 ball better than most teams. We're like top 10 in field goal percentage, top 10 in 3-point percentage. We don't take a lot of threes. That's a problem. But
Score in the paint.
yeah, I don't get it. I just don't. And like the vibes don't seem. I mean, you're starting to see a little bit more of the what the hell were you doing there? Like gesticulations on defense, but yeah, I don't know that I've seen this before in my NBA like sort of watching career. I don't understand what's going on.
In the sense that you can't figure out what they're not doing, or like what have you not seen? I feel like we've watched some bad Pacer teams over the years.
No, but it was explicable. It was like, okay, yeah, we're just not that good.
Right,
Like,
we just don't have good players, right?
and we're not trying hard, or like, you know, like I don't know. We just
Paul
not
George is
good
on our
shooters,
team.
right? Exactly. But in this situation, it's like I like all these guys. All the pieces seem to fit together. They play relatively hard. They're horrible at defense. I understand that, but
There's been one other situation where it was really inexplicable for a while,
right, yeah,
and that was the Roy Hibbert Paul George
Right.
situation.
Yeah. It's like somebody slept with somebody's girlfriend, something.
Yeah, but these guys, I mean, they certainly used to like each other. It kind of seems like they still do. I saw Halliburton hop
yeah.
in that Chicago game.
That's what I'm saying. Like with that Hibbert George situation, like the vibes were off with that team. You could tell they didn't like each other.
Yeah,
like
it
this
was
team,
messed up out there.
It feels like they all like each other. Like I just
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't understand what's going on.
Are we short on knuckleheads? Is that our problem?
We might be.
You
Who's
said
the
we.
most knucklehead? Who's the most knuckleheaded guy on the team?
Is it Matherin? It's got to be Matherin.
Yeah, but he's like a different kind of knucklehead. Like he's not, and I wouldn't even call him a knucklehead. But
I wouldn't either. But
He's
the
brash.
closest to it.
yeah, but he's like
he
very.
talks the most trash.
Yes,
He's the most likely to run into five guys.
sure.
But he's no Lance Stevenson as far as knuckleheads go.
He has no Lance Stevens.
Yeah, I also get the sense
there's
that he's like the
zero air
quiet
guitar.
guy. You know, like
Zero air guitar.
yeah.
LeBron James disagrees with you, probably. But
Right?
I feel like Matherin talks a lot of trash.
No, I agree that he talks a lot of trash, but I don't think that he's like. Well, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't play like
He's not
loosey
off the
goosey.
court knuckleheading.
Yeah, like just wild and crazy. You know what I mean? And
Would he blow in somebody's ear?
remains to be seen. It's
Would he
possible.
shoot up a strip
I wouldn't
club?
take it off the board. But maybe you're right. Maybe there's not enough, like, you know, because Quinn keeps talking about, and Siakam, and a lot of guys have mentioned, we just got to get back to that place where we just have joy. We're just playing with joy. So it was like, was Jalen Smith like the handshake guy on this team, and we didn't know it?
We're just really missing Jalen Smith right now.
I just don't get it.
Maybe it's Isaiah Jackson. Maybe he's the glue.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and now that he's
And
injured,
just not
he's-
having him out there is like...
Or like, Neesmith? Is Neesmith really mean that much to this team?
But
I mean,
Neesmith
it definitely hurts us not having Ben Shepherd out there.
Sure. And his goofy mustache. I mean, that
And
makes
his
everybody
goofy mustache.
Yeah, did the injuries just bum us out? Like we were just like, oh man. You know, everybody was rooting real hard for Wiseman, and then they're just all like,
right.
we're not enjoying ourselves anymore because this is too.
Well, and then it was like, okay, well, it's because Tyrese isn't playing that well. You know, when Halliburton doesn't play well, we can't play well. But then we go in this Toronto game, and he's the only one that laced up his sneakers, and nobody else is playing with him. And it's like, what the hell? Did you guys have to check your game at customs or something like that? They like rifled through your suitcase and confiscated your will to play basketball. Like, what
for
is
6
going
minutes-
on?
There were some bad outings in that game.
For 6 minutes we played really well and hard, and I thought the game ball this week goes to McConnell. He's been fantastic all week. He was great,
And we wasted a career night from him tonight.
Yeah,
against
he was
Charlotte.
amazing against Charlotte.
He had 30-some points, right?
I don't have the box score in front of me.
Yeah, Obi had a really good week.
Yeah, I would
too.
say him
Obi
and
was
Obi,
great.
yeah, were
Yep.
awesome.
He and Obi were just outstanding all week. And you said we play relatively hard. I think I'm starting to disagree with that a little bit. I think I don't think we're playing that hard. We're not closing out. I mean, defense is effort, and we're not a good defensive team. Rebounding is effort, and we're a bad rebounding team. I just want somebody to get pissed off and just go get the basketball. I'm just so tired of losing the rebounding battle constantly, especially when we need a rebound.
Right.
It's just there's just nobody's wants it seems like. And this game tonight, we're at home against a terrible team coming off a back-to-back, and they're terrible on the road, and we sleepwalk through it like we deserve something. I mean,
We got out rebounded 45-29 by the Charlotte
owned us
effing
on
Hornets.
Yeah.
Owned us on the
like
glass.
we're acting like we're on pace to win 50 games and just got surprised by this feisty young team. We're trash. We're not good. We can't just sleepwalk through games. I think it's really starting to be about an effort thing, and I don't, is that on coaching? Is that on the guys? Is that on some combination of that? Is that on the leadership? Like, why isn't somebody just pissed off?
I mean, I'm kind of pissed, but I can't rebound,
Like, there's a will that great teams have, and they just and great players have, and they just make it happen. And there's nobody, McConnell and Obi are playing fantastic, but they don't have the skill to win these games by themselves because they're not superstars. They're just great role players playing hard. But outside of that, like, what are we doing? What? I don't know. Nobody's, we talk about nobody's putting the team on their backs. I don't know. It's pretty frustrating.
Oh, TJ.
Right, TJ.
Yeah, just like nobody's really following him. The low point for me this week was in that Charlotte game, watching Micic run right past Benny Matherin and lay it in. I was like, that guy is not that quick. Come on.
Yeah.
Got to make him feel you a little bit on defense. That was not that. En route to 18 from Micic.
Yeah, 18 and 8 dimes.
Well, and when Halliburton's missing the free throw on purpose with 8 seconds left or whatever, no one was going to get that rebound. That's not who we are. Why was that the plan? Tell me when you were watching that, being like, "This is the plan," and you were like, "Yeah, we got this." There was none of you that thought we had that. No one in the crowd, no one in that locker room believed we were going to get that rebound. Like, that's not winning basketball. That's not good. This is not good.
Yeah, we gave up 14 rebounds to Nick Richards.
Yeah, well, I think his career high is against us as well. I think he got 17 on us earlier.
He's played more than one NBA game.
He would be the best rebounder in the league if he just rebounded against us. I think he got 17 in the last game against us.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, the silver lining, yeah, like you said, Joey. There's no game. This is the weird NBA Cup week, so we play Philly. One of these is a home game. One of these is a road game. I think we're at Philly. Where'd it go? Yeah, at Philly on Friday, and home to the Pelicans next Sunday. Another 5:00 game.
Well, both of those teams suck.
Both those teams are below 500.
But so is Toronto. So is Brooklyn. So is Charlotte.
There's nobody that you look at in the league right now and like, oh, that's a gimme. Like, we just lost to a team that
That's exactly
lost 8
right.
straight on our home court, right? Like, there's no easy games for us right now.
No. And I mean, the silver lining is we have 4 days off. We have 4 days to actually practice, and for Carlisle to figure something out, to work his magic. I have no idea. For Neesmith to get healthy.
That's all we're waiting on.
That would be real nice to get some Neesmith back.
Yeah, they said he was coming back in December, right? But
it's restriction. It's very much December.
Yeah, it is. I do think Nembhard is done with his restriction, right? Because it was 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25, and 30. He played 31 tonight, so I think he's probably free to play all the minutes he wants. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
So the silver lining is that we're not playing basketball much.
As Harper says, you can't lose the ones you play or don't play.
Don't play.
You can win the ones you don't play, I think is what.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can have some team meetings and put your feet up a little bit. I don't know, or hit the gym. I don't know, man. Throw the wall, see what sticks. Carly knows what he's doing, right?
It is not going to be long before people start chattering about parting ways.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like,
this.
we signed him for, like, ever, because we were like, this is just going to be our coach for the future, and he's been proving that he's, you know, one of the coaches that matters. Like, the team exceeded expectations last couple of years, but now it's like, has he lost the team? Like, is he the first one to go, or do you start trading players out and say, you know, coach is coach? Because this, whatever's happening, I mean, I'm with you, Jason. I like all these players, and it's the same group that, you know, had a magical year last year, and it's hard to figure out what's wrong. But I mean, something's got to give at this point, right?
Sure, playing real good.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree.
And so you start wondering whether, you know, trades are coming, or whether, you know, coach is going to lose his job.
I mean, I was still quasi-positive about this team last week. Like, you know, we were having a conversation about how, you know, have the wheels come off, and, you know, I was like, no. But after this week, like, these are just unacceptable performances, you know, like
running out of duct tape quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
But we beat Chicago.
Yeah.
They're bad, right?
Yeah,
they're bad, but we had to shoot, like Colson said, we had to shoot 60% from 3-point range.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, but we did it.
And we barely
on a
beat
night
them.
when they made 21 3-pointers against us. We got lucky that we won that game. Like, that was smoke and mirrors that we won that game. They just played less defense than we did.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As a team in general, they play less defense than we do, which is hard to imagine.
All right, so what are you predicting for this week? Philly Pelicans sweep. We're gonna get inspired by the NBA Cup quarterfinals on Tuesday and Wednesday, and be like, "Oh yeah, that should have been us." Remember when we were good?
I think we'll be well rested, and I think Philly probably has worse problems than we do. And let's go 1-1. Feeling good. Let's beat up on the Pelicans.
Well, I'm on record to say that this team is back on track.
You are right.
So we're gonna sweep this week, and yeah, we're back in business. And Neesmith is gonna come back and fix our problems.
Yeah, I think we're better than our record. So 1-1.
The Bulls are 30th in defense. So, you know.
Nice. I think we lose both of these games, and all of the chatter about all the trades starts happening.
Yeah, if we have 2 more bad weeks, we're gonna be getting into. We just won't tank. We'll just never do it.
No,
I'd rather languish in the 9 seed.
Right, and I mean. The problem is, like, if Colson and I talked about this last week, like, it's going to get worse before it gets better, just because our schedule is insane after this upcoming week. Like, it's a 4-game road swing, and
just nobody.
Nobody
that looks
an at Boston set.
Yeah, that's just mean. You got to stay in Boston for like 3 days.
Yeah, and you're playing the Suns and the Thunder and the Warriors. Yeah, and then Bucks, the Heat, the Suns again.
Yeah, there's weeks of this.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, cool, it'll get better because we get to play Brooklyn and the Bulls, but it's like those teams can beat us, so everybody can beat us at this point. And then the Cavs back to back.
Yeah, and then it gets bad again.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're going to France. But hey, the last fourth of the season's pretty easy, guys. So just hang in there. What'll make it impossible for us to get a good draft pick? It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's just so confusing. Like, our offense is like, it's like the Bill Simmons always talks about, like, the clogged toilet bowl offense. the Celtics used to run, where it was just like nobody kind of knew where to go, and so nothing was moving. And like that's what it seems like to me. Like there's just not any sort of movement in the half court. Like there's so many times where we don't start actually making a move towards the basket until there's 10 seconds left on the shot clock, which is like the opposite of what this team did last year. And as far as I can tell, we still have most of the same guys.
Jalen Smith, he's the missing piece.
Isaiah Wong
Also, who just
well,
showed up.
Quinn was talking today about how, like, you know, there's not cutters on this team or whatever. Or, like, you know, Nemhard's a cutter and Neesmith is a cutter and Ben Shepherd's a cutter.
Right.
And those guys have all been out. But it's like, really? Those three guys were the only ones that moved on offense? Like, I just don't understand.
That's kind of true, though, when you think about it. We
do like to run around the perimeter and hand the ball off a lot.
Oh, yeah. We run the weave in the 29 to 40-foot range better than anybody in the league. To get to nothing. All
right. Well, I think we have. I don't know that we've got this all out of our system, but
you got a Thursday show for that, right?
We've got Miralax for that. So we've got also Thursday show to talk about that to get into the weeds on this one. So I think we should put a pin in it for the moment, and we'll be back with you later in the week to see where those wheels went. Because I
might show up in the lost and found. You never know.
I saw some stuff, some wheels bouncing down 465 pretty fast. Probably a danger out there, but yeah, I want to talk about this a little bit more, or we could talk about other stuff too. Probably got some Undegoogleables. You got a boomerang for us, Colson?
I can come up with something.
Yeah, perfect. We'll be back with you later in the week. Until then, you can find us on social media. We're on Twitter. We as Undebeatables. We are on Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Our website is TheUndebeatables.com. There's a contact form there. You can use that to send us a message. An email. Shout out at TheUndebeatables.com. And the website /store is where our merch is.
For the architect, Donnie Walsh, and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Sicklandard. Turn out the lights. The party's really feeling over. Wah, wah.
It's not even January yet.
I know. It's been rough, Joe. This has been rough.
I know.
Like,
I know.
If we were just losing to really good teams all the time,
right.
Or, you know, there'd been a bunch of last-second shots that beat us, you know. We're just getting whooped by really not good teams.
We beat Boston, though, right?
Yeah.
But then we lost to Charlotte.
Have we not lost to the Wizards? Is that good on us? Figured we were one of their 3 losses or 3 wins.
Well, they're not in no man's land, are they?
Right.
Tankathon's their homepage.
We lost to the Hornets twice.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. That sounds like us, though.
Yeah.